I call to the stand Dennis ITUMBI, who is among the leaders in the President-elect's digital team. In black and white, do you, Dennis ITUMBI, spread propaganda?
I doubt propaganda can be spread, but do I engage in it? I mean, even this show itself is a form of propaganda. In terms of doing a show to advance an interest or a point of view, that's propaganda. So there is positive and negative propaganda. So do I engage in propaganda? If you look at it strictly from a book level, yes. However, if your question is on negative propaganda, I have no interest on negative propaganda. Like any other publisher in journalism, there is an opportunity that sometimes you may make mistakes, and I have made those mistakes. I mean, at one time I tweeted over that Richard Ruto had gone to Turkana to give some relief food, and it turned out that it was actually wrong. I brought down that post, went back to my timeline and said, hi guys, I got it wrong, I am sorry, this was wrong. That is an opportunity available under the freedom of press for any publisher.
Those of you in the political space are accused of, you will have information that is for public good. You could have the evidence, as you're saying, but you'll never use it until it works for you. You know how at times you'll hear politicians in certain spaces saying, so-and-so, if you continue doing ABCD, we are going to expose you, meaning that you already had this information, and yet it is for public good. Say public resources have been lost. But then now, from what you're also saying, it boils down to you versus them and not us as the people.
Not exactly. On the point you're now advancing again, we go back to, has it been proven? But we cannot go to the realm of the non-factual bits because they have to be proven in a court of law. There's some factual things that are not in court that can be put out based on the statements that have been verified by even the people that are accused about it.
So in some cases, that means then you pronounce yourselves on things that are not pronounced in court.
Yes, because in some matters they are not in court. When they are in court, you speak about them when the process is over. When they are not, then we speak about them because, by the way, there is an English saying, I think, which I am sure your English teacher also spoke about it.
Teacher of English.
Yeah, the teacher of English, that silence implies guilt.
Do you feel that sometimes, based on your communication, based on the way that you'll push agenda or push narratives, that there's blood on your hands? Because of the ripple effect?
Literature blood?
No.
Real blood?
We were saying that because of the narratives you've pushed and you've really propagated, then there are people who act on it, and at times it leads to violence and name it.
When we put out our social media strategy, we think about it on a 360 degrees. We think about what you're putting out, what the kind of response we expect, and if the response does not go as we expect, what we do with our social media to ensure it doesn't go. Most importantly, for us, unlike Robisearch, trending is not an important issue for us. You trend, it's okay, which we do by default, but because of the number of people and hands being involved, for us, it is the head more than the hands. And that's why I say there is the head, the heart, and the hands.
NTV had an exclusive interview with the president-elect, then the deputy president and candidate. And at the end, there was a genuine technical failure towards the end. And you knew it, I believe. You knew, having been a media practitioner, but you still went on to go and, put out on blast that NTV was being irresponsible, or we are trying. It so looked like we had some malice to it.
So my issue was, immediately after the technical hitch was done, the presenter on show at the studio did not apologize and explain. That happened much more later, and that is the issue I was going for. I tweeted immediately after the technical issue. When Mark Masai came on air, he did not speak about the hitch. He spoke about the hitch much more later.
Was it fair for you to immediately attack? And it's not that because I work at NTV. I'm thinking about just a matter of objectivity. Would you consider it a sort of clout opportunity to try and just have people be on your side in a situation which did not necessarily warrant that?
No, I doubt even people would come on my side of our technical hitch at NTV. How many votes would it add to us? Because NTV had a technical hitch.
I can't count the number of votes, but perception. You said it's about perception.
Yeah, it's a perception, but it wouldn't add any votes. So I wouldn't make a big deal about it because it wouldn't add a single vote. In fact, a majority of Kenyans in this election have lost faith on the media. In 2013 and 2017, there was a Media Council research on the most trusted, even Transparency International, on the most trusted institution in Kenya. And at the time, it was 90% media. The research by Media Council itself shows that the trust on media is 60%. Surely, there has been a terrible decline on the institution of the media.
You may call it semantics, but I'd say in terms of numbers. You know, we're in a time of numbers, eh?
Yeah.
And
You'd say
saying
60% trust the media.
Yes, that means a majority trust the media.
Yes.
Majority being 50% plus one.
You're right. On that, I give it to you. You're right.
So you've misled this court
I
by
with-
saying that majority.
I withdraw majority,
Yes.
but I would say that there has been a serious decline on media trust
So
out
from
of this
what
election.
percent to 60%?
90% to 60%. And those are figures not done by myself, done by Transparency
We'll fact check it
International,
and have
done
that.
by Media Council. It's not me.
The gentleman from Robisearch spoke about how they push for things to trend and, you know, to just gain traction on the social platforms such as Twitter, which is the one which is biggest on trending. For your team, how do you work? What are your workings in terms of how many people do you work with? He spoke about 200 people. How is it from your end?
I have 10 people per Kenyan constituency. That's 290 times 10, so you can do your math. And then
2,900 people.
Then I have 10 managers that manage them at the county level. So I'm working with about 4,950, 5,000 people approximately on a daily basis. However, most importantly for us, unlike Robisearch, trending is not an important issue for us.
That's it from that side of discussion.